Hey guys, hello all. So, my name is Melanie Jackson, but from here on out, you may call me Senpai, okay? So, for over 2 years, I have been running what is known as my Fit Tip Clips on a little small social media platform that you may know as Facebook. All right, so if you have been following me on FB and are now experiencing this new journey with me on YouTube, thank you. Thank you so much. Arigato. Okay, so my alter ego on FB was actually known as the Full Metal Geisha. So why didn't I stick with that? Well, it's a little bit of a long story, but I'm gonna go ahead and make this as short for you as possible. Okay, so little background on me. Okay, this is pretty much an entire introduction, by the way, into what I do. Okay, so regarding my former name, Full Metal Geisha, which I used a lot in my Fit Tip clips. If you ever find me on Facebook under either my business page, Geisha Fitness, or under my personal page, which is under my name, of course, regular name, Melanie Jackson, you will notice that I introduce myself by my regular name and as the Full Metal Geisha. Well, I was formerly married. I am now currently divorced. I was married to a Filipino, and he was also a fellow geek. For any of my otakus, my fellow otaku, or any comic book fans or any fandoms out there, yes, I am a geek. Okay. He was also a geek as well. That was part of the reason why we ended up being friends, and that progressed into it being a marriage. So at the time, we both had a knack. He actually himself had a knack for naming things. He named a lot of things, like really cool names. All right. And if any of you guys that go to the con circuit, whether it's anime, whether it's comic books, whether it's a Harry Potter convention, whether it's a D&D convention, we got a lot of these little subculture popular conventions going on around here. You sometimes tend to have a con name or a D name that you're known for. And so I guess we were just kind of joking around at the time. I don't remember the exact details, but he came up with something that was really cool for a con name for me, Full Metal Geisha. And I'm just like, oh, that's awesome. And so the name stuck. And so I continued to use it for the longest time, even up until now, where I decided to change it. I decided that since I'm embarking on this new path when it comes to starting to upload videos onto YouTube versus Facebook, and now that I've been divorced for over a year now from my ex-husband, no, I have no ill will towards him whatsoever, by the way. I wanted to go ahead and deviate from that and go ahead and, even though with some great times during that time, I actually want to pretty much just leave it in the past, since that is an old chapter and now this is a new chapter, new beginnings, and moving on. So from this day forward, Full Metal Geisha is now null and void. Okay? Wah, wah, wah. Okay? Now you may call me Senpai. All right? So that is my alternate name. Unless you like to say my full name, that's great. I don't care what you call me, as long as you call me. Okay? As long as I am in that brain of yours. Okay? I am the trainer and I am the entertainer. All right? Let me entertain you. No? No? Okay. So now it's Senpai. Okay? So that is my burlesque name. That is my singer name. That is my drag king / drag queen name. That is my acting name. That is my straight up entertainment name. Okay? And in the world that I do entertain in, like straight up entertain in, not just fitness, because I do entertain you when I'm training you, but of course it's more business when it comes to training. But when it comes to my entertainment part of me, the entertainment part of me, that is what I'm known for in the entertainment world, which is senpai. I do recognize that there are a lot of other senpais out there. Senpai is a very common Japanese term meaning mentor or teacher, someone that you look up to guide you, someone that a lot of people look to impress when it comes to a certain skill. But just in my world, considering where I live in the awesome state of Texas and in the city of Houston, the Japanese community is not that prevalent. So I've been able to pretty much have that name associated with me. All right. So moving on, it's now no longer Full Metal Geisha. It is now Senpai. Okay, so why Geisha Fitness? Okay, I do want to talk about my brand, my company, and what I represent, and why I named it the way I named it. Because a lot of you guys that are watching this, I'm sure that you run into a lot of independent trainers that, you know, incorporate their name into fitness, or they say, you know, John Blake Fitness. You know, that's just a generic name. No, I should have just said John Doe. My bad. But John Doe Fitness, John Doe Fit, you know, a lot of trainers tend to go ahead and incorporate their names. Me being the special person that I am, and me wanting to just set myself apart, or just me wanting to be different, and also wanting to incorporate something that I love, I decided to not use any parts of my name and go ahead and call it Geisha Fitness, okay? So Geisha Fitness, that is my company. That is what I run. And I want to let you in on why I call it Geisha Fitness. Like, why is it Geisha Fitness? I'm like, that's just interesting. That's different. Or, hey, you can just go ahead and say it. That's just weird, okay? Why is she calling it Geisha Fitness? I'm like, is she just training Geisha? No. First and foremost, I don't train Geisha. I train everybody that wants to be trained. I want to train people that are serious, that are ready to make that commitment and ready to make that leap into their health and fitness journey. And I want to be a part of it, okay? Now, unfortunately, realistically, I can't train everybody, okay? People may not want to train with me for silly reasons. Others simply are not there yet. If we do try to train, hey, guess what? I'm not going to train everybody, because sometimes I don't mesh well with every single client that I meet or run into, okay? And that's all right, because guess what? I know plenty of other trainers that are just as competent that I think they will work well with, okay? But yeah, I don't just train Geisha. Like I said, Houston, Texas is not necessarily a place to go to if you want to meet a lot of Japanese folk, okay? So, I want to also, in this introduction, let you know that I am a complete Japanophile. I love everything from Japan. Now, I know I mentioned earlier that I am a geek, okay? That doesn't mean that I just love anime, okay? I'm sorry, guys, I'm not a weeb, all right? And honestly, me personally, I take offense to it. I'm not a weeb. I love everything about Japan, and when I mean everything about Japan, I love everything about about Japan, okay? Now, can they be a little bit conservative? Oh, yes, they can. And sometimes the beliefs I don't really, get into. But for the most part, I completely love the country. I have been there before, and I will go there again. Not that I intend to. I will go there again. And I love the architecture. I love the culture that they have spent thousands of years cultivating for themselves. I love the way that they see things and how they conduct themselves. It can make the country is so calm, I feel, in nature, that it can turn a raging bull into a very docile calf. That's what it has the ability to do. A very grounded, very sensible people, from what I have experienced and from what I believe. I just love everything, literally, Japan. All right. Geisha, specifically geisha. All right. So geisha in Japan literally translates into person of the arts. And what did I just say? Two things. I am a trainer and an entertainer. Okay, so gay, G-E-I, meaning art, and sha, meaning person. Okay, so art person. Okay, there are so many similarities between my life and that of a geisha. And I love how I can intertwine this into what I do, or it has been intertwined into what I do with fitness and how I take on fitness and how I weave that into training my clients. All right. So geisha are skilled entertainers. Duh. I mean, like, I'm sometimes a Jill of all trades, almost a master of some. I don't really want to say Jill of all trades, master of none, because there are some that I am either working my way towards mastering, or, some are just kind of like, I'm just going to straight up say it, I'm naturally good at. Okay. So I'm a skilled entertainer. In the ancient Japanese arts, they're skilled in tea ceremony. I just drink tea. Music, singing, dancing, games, and conversation. So, hey, I sing, I dance. I do, from what I've been told, I carry great conversation. I just drink tea. I don't, perform that fancy tea ceremony, even though it is crazy awesome to experience. If you ever get the chance, definitely do that. Contrary to popular belief, geisha are not high-class call girls or escorts. In other words, they're not hoes, y'all, okay? Not hoes in the very slightest, okay? It's a big misconception, especially that came about during the time of World War II. Of course, information was easier to transmit across the globe. And of course, you know how things turn into what we tend to hear. Even in this day and age, things that are really the truth tend to get lost when it goes from ear to ear to mouth and travel and everything like that. Okay. In fact, the first geisha were men. Go figure. I mean, what else is new? I mean, the first gender to wear heels were men, not women. Okay. First people to wear wigs were men, not women. Okay. So of course the first geisha were men, not women. Okay. So nowadays there's no male geisha at all whatsoever. Now it is strictly run by women, and it is dominated by women, and the businesses are run solely by women. And hey, go figure, once again, I'm a businesswoman as well. So once again, so far we are like, what, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, let's keep going. So Michael, or apprentice geisha, which I technically consider myself. Like I said, I feel like I have not mastered fitness yet. However, I damn sure can tell you that I am a fine trainer, that, like I said, I am not scared to train anybody, and I am confident that I can help you reach your goals if you so ever decide to choose me. Okay? They work relentlessly hard, often only having 1 or 2 days off a month. Okay? Me personally, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what the heck a vacation is. I have not had a vacation in years. And it's not really a money thing. I've heard of the staycation stuff, and I'm like, I haven't even had a staycation. Okay, I really don't understand the point of a vacation. That's just me, but I am a workaholic, or, I try my best to honestly be a workaholic. Do I have my light days or my struggle bus days? Yes, we are, and we definitely going to talk about that as this series progresses, okay? But a geisha's life is never relaxed. Neither is mine. And I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. I can't imagine myself lazing about like Huckleberry Finn floating down the river with his companion. I just can't envision myself being that type of person. I always like to work, and I believe that if I stop it, I'm gonna